Well, we're here at Sydney Airport with Tim Tszyu about to fly to the US ahead of the Tszyu takeover. George Rose from No Limits. A really exciting day, the beginning of an exciting period for another and for Tim Tszyu.
It is. It's a very exciting day. It's a bit of a relief, really, because for the past 3 months, I haven't been able to go anywhere in Australia without everybody wanting to know, when's Tim Tszyu's next fight? Where's Tim Tszyu's next fight? And I'm stoked to be able to say that we're heading to USA today. It's the beginning of the takeover. Tim's coming to the US, ready to take on all the big guys. We're headed to LA today. Tim will go into Kiev for the next however many weeks leading into the fight. March 30, we're ready to go. Keith Thurman in Las Vegas. Now, this is something, and I just got goosebumps again. You can't see under my jacket, but I just got goosebumps again thinking about the thought that we're about to head to Las Vegas to headline at T-Mobile Arena. Something iconic for any Australian fighter, something that hasn't been done. An Australian Wars fighter has never headlined a US pay-per-view. Tim Tszyu's about to do that. Tim Tszyu's about to come to the USA and take over. So this is massive for Australian boxing. Whenever Tim Tszyu is doing good, Australian boxing is doing good. He's bringing everybody along for the journey, and it's going to make for a really great month of fights.
Some people may have missed the news over the course of the weekend, but just take us through the historical significance of what Tim's got to.
So Tim's headlining the first Amazon Prime boxing show. It's the new broadcast deal. Obviously, we've moved from Showtime Boxing to Amazon Prime. Iconic. There's 160 million odd subscribers in the US, so got the opportunity to go to that many subscribers, that many fans over in the US, and huge opportunity for Tim. He's headlining a card that's stacked with multiple world title fights. Again, look, I get a bit lost for words. I get a bit excited. It's a huge opportunity, not only for Tim, but for Australian boxing. And Tim's carrying Australia with him. He's put on some fantastic performances here in Australia, selling out arenas, stadium shows. Everybody here in Australia has got behind Tim Tszyu. He's built himself to the point where he's taken down big American names. He's taken down big guys in the super welterweight division here in Australia. Now he's ready to do it in their backyard. So we might head over there as the underdog. Who knows? You know, I've got no doubt Tim Tszyu is not an underdog. He's never been an underdog, but that's how they see us coming into the USA. So we're going there with the support of Australia, with everybody behind Tim, looking to make a massive statement in Las Vegas on March 30th.
What was Tim's reaction when you or Blaine?
I think the reaction was the same as all of us. There was a little bit of a expletives, you know. I'd say a hell yeah, you know. There was a hell yeah. We absolutely loved it. Obviously, there's been talks with guys like Lubin. You know, you want to make a statement in America, you need a good name. Erickson Lubin was a good name in the US. He's a guy that didn't end up taking the fight, but Keith Thurman has come through. Keith Thurman's a guy that has been in only big fights. You look at his resume, the only fight that he's lost was a split decision with Manny Pacquiao. You know, if that's the only loss on your resume, you're doing all right. He's won world titles. He talks the talk. He's got that American flash, and that's what we want. A bit similar to when Tony Harrison came out to Australia. That's what we want. We want these Americans to be American, do your thing, and we're sending in our Australian champion, our world champion, to take it down.
How exactly did the fight come about? You had a couple of different names thrown around, like you just mentioned. How did we win? Thurman? What's kind of the thought process going in that?
Opportunity, as I said. Tim said he wants names. We want to go to America and make a statement. This is his first fight in Las Vegas. It has to be a statement fight. Keith Thurman's a guy who's been in big fights. So the talks leading up to it, there were a lot of names that were tossed up. A lot of people that are unavailable. We would have loved a guy like Jamel Charlo, former undisputed world champion. We would have loved anyone. Spence Crawford. Them guys have got their own things going on. Keith Thurman is the guy that we've got, and we're really stoked with that, because I think this is the one that will make noise for Tim over in the States. He's already made noise with his performances last year. This year's a new year, and we're ready to do the same thing, but do it in Vegas.
Keith Thurman, he hasn't fought the last 2 years. What are you expecting at the outplay performance against Sunday?
Well, Keith Thurman showed that when he comes back after time off, he's a very dangerous fighter. The fight against Barrios was very impressive. Barrios is no slouch. The fact that Thurman was able to knock him off after a long layoff shows that you can't underestimate him whatsoever. Tim doesn't underestimate anyone. He comes in and gives his best every time, and his best is the world best. So Thurman can throw whatever he wants at him. Tim Tszyu's ready.
George, this is the biggest weekend in the history of Australian boxing, with Liam Wilson fighting in a world title eliminator, Tim Tszyu headlining this massive show, but also Michael Zerafa fighting for a legitimate world title in the same show. How do you feel about a lot of that that's going on?
It is. It's the biggest weekend of boxing in Australian boxing in history. Tim's headlining it. Tim's the guy. He's going to carry it all. Liam Wilson has got a huge opportunity heading back to Arizona. It's going to be a fantastic fight. I've got no doubt that Liam Wilson will get a great result there too. And we've also got Michael Zerafa on Tim's undercard, fighting for a world title. I know he's waited for that shot for quite some time, and it'd be great to see him win a world title and hold on to that belt for a little while, so that when Tim comes up middleweight, it'll make for a great fight there too. So I really wish nothing but success to all our Aussie fighters that are fighting on that weekend. And Australian boxing in general, there's so many great world champions that we have at the moment. So to me, they make a noise and people coming in and will help them in titles. Shout to you.
Tim, congratulations. How does it feel now this is sunk in over the course of the weekend that you're deadlining such a significant show at the US?
Oh, well, I knew about it for maybe a week or so. It was holding in the excitement, knowing that I've got something locked in finally. It's a good feeling, and it was months and months in the tour before, so I was probably buggering these guys. I was actually quite patient with this combo. I started to get a bit edgy, but you know what? The deal got done. I couldn't have asked for a better result. This is like the pinch yourself moments type thing. Like when you think of the word Dolo, this is it.
What about the fact that you did do a lot of this preparation preparing for Erickson Luger, the Southpaw, and now you've switched to someone of the significance of P-Firm?
Yeah, just typical, typical. They start getting cold feet. For what do I do? I've been prepping for a Southpaw for 7 weeks now, so we're going pretty hard now. What do you do? The show goes on. I'm even more happy now that it's Keith Thurman, bigger name, caliber of fight bigger. And when you talk about moments and experiences, they tell like T-Mobile Arena, headlining Amazon Prime, going to the States, it's a big deal. I've loved fighting in Australia. It's been absolutely an honour. It's such a great time. But now I'm glad I'm here at the airport, heading on to do our history-making gigs.
Do you feel the weight of that expectation and the pressure, because you're opening a new broadcast deal in the United States on a massive pay-per-view card here in Australia on Main Event with everyone watching as well? But do you feel that pressure at what's happening?
Yeah, but pressure is a privilege to have. It's a privilege for me to hear what I'm doing, and leaders to enjoy what you do, and just comes with it. But yeah, embrace it.
Jimmy, what version that did you think Fox up? Because he wiped through it before that in most of
yeah.
And I even gathering out for a while.
The one that drops under 6. That's the one that's coming. Yeah. No, he's got the caliber. His names have definitely been much better than my ones. The resume is much higher. I completely agree with that. But he's never faced a Tim Tszyu as one. So that's the most challenging part for him. Knock them all out. Let them all squeal and feel it all. It's simple.
Do you reckon once you get over there, that's probably going to be where the rest of your fights happens? Leave money over in America, obviously, or you send it back to us?
And look, I love Australia, but I'm not the type of guy that waits. If I'm going to be waiting 6-12 months for a fight, that's not going to be me. And if the boys can make that fight happen in between, I will fight Australia. But right now, we have signed a multi-fight deal in America, and we are all heading towards there, and that's where the near future is. In my mind, yes, I believe the next 8 weeks and how I approach this stamp and the way I have been approaching this stamp, that when I peak, and he will feel it. And he will feel that he's never been in the ring with anyone like that.
Tim, we bred to the rumour that you're sitting next to Michael Zerafa on this once.
Nah, sorry, man. He's down a couple couple rows behind.
Why have you dealt with the frustration, whatnot, making a fight with someone like Charlo?
I've come to the conclusion that I'm never going to fight him because he's a bit of a coward, and I'm finally, all of the sanctioning bodies are realizing that he's a fraud, and that, you know, he went so hard to win the belts, and you got to go even harder to keep. You know, what did he do? He just stopped fighting, and it's unfair for the rest of the division. It's held us all up for 2-3 years. So let him go into hiding, into his little holiday, into his little whatever he does. So not my concern. He's not on the radar at all for anyone anymore at the moment because it's got nothing to bring.
And half your news, we know that you're a big supporter of South Sydney. Obviously, there's the Aussie takeover starting in Vegas with the NRL. Are you going to link off with any of the teams in the time that you're over for the training camp, or are you just going to keep the head down?
No, I'll come to the game. I brought my buddy's jersey with me. So the other teams won't be too happy. I got a connection with all the teams except the Roosters, actually. Something to the Roosters. But yeah, I'll be there hopefully with my bunnies.
What is the news that Janelle Charlo has been made a champion in recess by the WBC over the period?
Yeah.
He's no longer a lodge.
Yeah, well, that should have been 6 months ago when me and Mendoza fought. That should have been it, you know. Whatever, belts are belts. I'm going for history making start. Pinch yourself, most. It's YOLO moments.
Like, to give a chance, Mendoza was in Brandy.
Yeah, we're in the talks, actually, yeah. It would be good because very similar type style, actually.
But he don't worry around like...
It's got certain punches that Thurman throws, and he'll be good. And he's a good guy, yeah, good guy to work with. And he's a true gentleman.
Tim, fair to say that Chris Thurman is probably a boxer you know more about than just about anything else. So there's a manipulative style, if not.
Yeah, well, 2019, I got the call for sparring Pacquiao, where I was told to mimic him. So I've had a good watchful of him and had to sort of impersonate him in sparring. So I know what he brings. I know what he's like. It's crazy that 3-4 years later we're doing a show together.
Tim, I think I know the answer. What do you say to Zarif if he says, let's get it on after you win this? What do you say to that?
Zarif for who?
Is there any final words then? Let you get on your playing, but for the Australian public, including to seeing you again in action so soon?
Look, bon voyage from myself. It's been 6 years in the making to get to this final stage, and I thank everyone again for all the support. It's been incredible, and I'm glad to be able to represent the people of Australia in the country of America.
Cheers, take that later. Thanks. Well, mate.